Hi, in today's video, we'll talk about what are enterprise-grade supply chains. At Prozo, we are democratizing access to future-ready, enterprise-class supply chain capabilities. These capabilities can be taken by brands of all sizes. They could be small and medium enterprises, or they could be very large enterprises. When I say enterprise-grade, what does it mean? And why should companies look at enterprise-grade supply chains? So fundamentally, within warehousing as a domain or supply chain as a domain, there are few elements that must be looked after by a brand when they're choosing their supply chain partner. The first and the foremost is, what's the quality of the infrastructure that is being offered? Now, one could think about it saying, it doesn't matter to me where you're storing my goods, what kind of racking systems, what kind of warehouses, etc. As long as my goods are moving from place A to place B and within a given time, I'm fine. But it's not so, because there are a lot of risks that are involved within warehousing as a domain. So if your facility is not a compliant facility, it's not a grade A facility, if the quality of floor is not good, your racks can give in. If the quality of racking systems is not up to the mark, then even those racking systems can essentially fall. Also, as you grow within a supply chain ecosystem, that could be Prozo's ecosystem or any other ecosystem, the warehouse design plays more and more important role. Because essentially how you handle your peak, how do you handle increased throughputs, that is defined by your warehouse design. Warehouse design is all about how people will move, how the processes will happen, how the stock is actually kept in different types of storage systems. So I think the very important question that you would like to ask from your supply chain partner is, what's their warehousing design, what's the warehousing complex that they are choosing for you? And also, what are the storage strategies that your partner is going to deploy to handle your business better? So I think that is very important, and that's a key part of any enterprise grade supply chain solution that is offered to the brand. The second element of enterprise supply chain is around how the docks are handled. Typically, most enterprise grade supply chains, they go very deep within the dock management. So dock management is a very core concept to warehousing, and how your throughput is handled, how the inwards are handled, how the outwards are handled. If you don't have sufficient number of docks within the warehouse, then essentially you will have a throttling problem. Even though you have the right infrastructure, you have right number of people, you probably have thought through and forecasted your peaks, but still you will not be able to meet the TATs because your dock strategy wasn't right. So it's very important that you understand from your warehousing partner what is their dock management strategy, how do they handle the number of docks. You need to deploy more security personnel, you need to have more anti-pilferage measures, you need to also ensure that how the trucks movement and the other vehicular movement is happening. So that's the second element. The entire dock strategy is a very important part of any enterprise grade supply chain. The third element is, which is very, very critical, is what's the people strategy? People who are working within the warehouses, are those people screened properly? Is the supply chain partner compliant in terms of the laws of the country? What happens if there is an accident within the warehouse? Is the person insured? Is there a workman insurance policy? Are people covered under employee state insurance? Do people get their provident funds? All of these elements, the people strategy of the warehouse or the supply chain partner is extremely important to maintain the continuity of the business. Remember, your supply chains are basically your 3PL supply chains. So if the 3PL supply chain, 3PL partner supply chain gets affected, essentially your ops are also affected. And if the ops is shut down for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, it could mean a big disruption to your own business. So I think these are the three things, and there are a lot more things that we'll talk about in other videos, but these three things make the most important part of enterprise grade supply chains. The technology elements, the automation elements, we'll talk in future videos, but thank you.